We met on a rainy Tuesday. I was ducking into a coffee shop, trying to escape a sudden downpour, and there he was, holding the door open for me. His name was Alex. He had this smile that could light up a room, and eyes that seemed to look right into your soul. He insisted on buying my coffee, and we ended up talking for hours, long after the rain had stopped. It felt like something out of a movie. He was everything I thought I wanted: charming, attentive, and so gentle. In the beginning, our life together was a dream. He'd leave little notes for me around the apartment, bring me flowers just because, and always listen, really listen. When I talked about my day, he made me feel like the most important person in the world. Our friends would always say we were the perfect couple, that we had something special, and I believed them. I felt so secure, so loved. I thought, this is it, this is my forever. The gentleness he showed wasn't just in his actions, it was in his voice, his touch, the way he looked at me. It was a calming presence, a safe harbor in the chaos of life. I remember one evening we were cooking dinner together, music playing softly in the background. He wrapped his arms around me from behind, rested his chin on my shoulder, and whispered, "I'm the luckiest man in the world." In that moment, I felt a wave of pure happiness. I couldn't imagine my life without him. He was my rock, my partner, my best friend. The idea that this perfect world could ever crumble was completely unthinkable. He was my gentle giant, the man who handled my heart with such care. Or so I thought. The first crack appeared so subtly, I almost missed it. It started with his phone. It used to lie on the coffee table, face up, completely ignored. Then, suddenly, it was always in his pocket or face down. When it buzzed, he'd quickly glance at it, a flicker of something unreadable in his eyes, before putting it away. I asked him about it once, casually. He just laughed it off, saying it was work, that his boss was being demanding. And because I trusted him, because he was my gentle Alex, I let it go. Why would I doubt him? We were happy, but the small things started to add up. The late nights at the office became more frequent. He'd come home smelling faintly of a perfume that wasn't mine. When I'd ask, he'd say he was out with clients, that someone must have hugged him. The excuses were always plausible, always delivered with that same calm, gentle tone. But his eyes didn't meet mine as often. The easy laughter that used to fill our home was replaced by a quiet tension. He was still there, physically, but it felt like the real him. The man I fell in love with was slowly slipping away. The gentle touches became less frequent, too. He'd pull away when I tried to hold his hand. The goodnight kisses became a quick peck on the cheek, if they happened at all. I started to feel a gnawing anxiety in the pit of my stomach. I tried to talk to him to ask what was wrong. He would just sigh, run a hand through his hair, and say I was being paranoid, that I was imagining things. He'd turn it around on me, making me feel like I was the one creating problems, that my insecurity was pushing him away. He was so good at it, so convincing, that I started to believe him. I started to doubt my own intuition. The breaking point came on our anniversary. I had planned a special dinner at home, his favorite meal, candles, the works. I was so excited, hoping it would be a chance for us to reconnect, to find our way back to how things used to be. He had promised to be home by 7. 7 o'clock came and went, then 8, then 9. I called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. I sent texts, but they went unanswered. A cold dread washed over me. By 10 o'clock, the beautiful meal I had prepared was cold, and my hope had curdled into fear. He finally walked in just before midnight. He didn't even seem to notice the dinner, the candles. He looked tired, disheveled. I asked him where he'd been. The usual excuse came out. Work was crazy, my phone died. But this time, I didn't believe him. My voice trembled as I told him I couldn't do this anymore, that I knew something was wrong. That's when the gentleness finally shattered. The mask fell away, his face hardened, the soft voice I loved turned cold and sharp. "You want to know?" he sneered. "Fine. I was with someone else. Someone who doesn't suffocate me. Someone who's fun and doesn't question my every move." The words hit me like physical blows. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't my Alex. This was a stranger, a cruel, cold man standing in my living room, destroying our life with a few careless sentences. He told me it had been going on for months. All the late nights, the secret phone calls, the distant behavior, it all clicked into place. A horrifying mosaic of betrayal. The gentle man I fell in love with had been an illusion. Or maybe the gentleness was just a tool he used to get what he wanted. He used it to draw me in, to make me feel safe, so that I would never suspect the person he truly was underneath. He wasn't just unfaithful, he was a manipulator. He had systematically dismantled my confidence, making me question my own sanity, all while he was living a double life. The cruelty wasn't just in the act of cheating. It was in the calculated deception that came before it. The days that followed were a blur of pain. Packing his things felt like packing away a part of my own heart. Every object held a memory, now tainted by the truth. The little notes I had saved, the photos of us smiling, they were all lies. I felt so incredibly stupid for not seeing it sooner, for believing his sweet words and gentle facade. My friends and family rallied around me, but at night, alone in the quiet apartment, the silence was deafening. I replayed every moment, every lie, trying to pinpoint where the real Alex ended and the fake one began. Healing is not a straight line. It's a messy, painful process. There were days I couldn't get out of bed, and days I felt a surge of anger so intense it scared me. I had to learn to trust my own judgment again. The biggest lesson was realizing that his betrayal was not a reflection of my worth. It was about his own weakness, his own inability to be honest and committed. It had nothing to do with me being too paranoid or not fun enough. I was not the problem. His deception was. It took a long time, but slowly I started to piece my life back together. I reconnected with friends I'd drifted away from. I rediscovered hobbies that I had let slide. I started therapy, which was a huge step in helping me process the trauma and rebuild my self-esteem. I learned that true strength isn't about never getting hurt. It's about how you rise after you've been knocked down. I had to learn to be gentle with myself, to give myself the same kindness and compassion that I had so freely given to him. Today, I'm in a much better place. I'm stronger, wiser, and more in tune with my own intuition. The scars are still there, but they serve as a reminder of what I survived. I learned that someone's initial gentleness can sometimes be a mask, and it's important to pay attention to actions over time, not just the sweet words in the beginning. True kindness is consistent, it's honest, and it doesn't disappear when things get tough. If you are going through something similar, please know you are not alone, and it is not your fault. Your feelings are valid. Don't let anyone make you doubt your reality. It's okay to feel broken, but you have the strength within you to heal and build a life that is authentic and joyful. Reach out to friends, family, or a professional for support. You deserve to be with someone who values and respects you, not just when it's easy, but always. Thank you for listening to my story. Please subscribe for more content and remember to take care of yourselves.